What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about the second Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I just literally came back home from the theater to watch this movie with a couple friends of mine. And yeah, today I just want to hop on camera really quick and do a quick review. I was going to make this a scripted review, but you know what? I decided just to hop right on camera, just kind of talk to you guys exactly what I feel fresh out the theater. Now, of course, just like my previous movie reviews, this will not be a spoiler review, but however, if you guys do want to hear my thoughts with spoilers and everything, make sure you follow me over on any of the platforms for podcasts. That's right, I also have a podcast called Black Meta Mafia over on Apple, Google, Spotify, and Amazon Music, and that is just a way for me to kind of talk about things outside of gaming with my co-hosts, two of my closest friends. So if you want to kind of get to know me outside of the gaming space and just kind of get to hear what I think about other topics outside of gaming, just kind of get to know me a little bit more personally, follow me over on the podcast side for Black Meta Mafia, and I'll also post a link down in the description. And also when we do the spoiler cast, I'll make sure I'll post it here on this channel as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this review of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Let's get into it. All right, so Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This is the sequel to the 2020 film Sonic the Hedgehog. I believe Sonic the Hedgehog came out right before lockdown, so I remember seeing it in theaters when it originally premiered. So yeah, I do believe this is right before lockdowns and everything happened, but now that we're back outside and everything's kind of settled, we're back into the movie theaters. You know, earlier this year I went to go see Spider-Man, Resident Evil, going to go see Doctor Strange when that comes out. So it's safe to say that people are kind of getting back to normal, getting back into theaters. But Sonic the Hedgehog 2, what are my thoughts on this movie? Okay, to give you guys the quick answer, did I enjoy it more than the first movie? Not really, but that's not to say the movie is bad by any means at all. So if you guys have been keeping up with the trailers and all the promotional material of the movie, you know that Knuckles was introduced in this particular film. That's right, Idris Elba is playing Knuckles, or voicing over Knuckles, in this particular movie. And I believe Paramount Plus has already announced that they're going to be doing a spin-off series featuring our favorite Red Echidna, so that's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, this movie follows Eggman and Knuckles in their quest to find the Master Emerald. Now, what I like about the movie, I guess I'm going to get into the positives about this movie. One thing that I did like, and I have to put a disclaimer, that the way that I view this movie is away from the video games. Usually when it comes to video game based material or something based off a video game or another property, I try to separate the movie adaptation from the video games. So going into this movie and going into the first one, I wasn't really looking for it to be one-to-one to the game's continuity, whatever the case is. And that's the same thing with number 2. So of course here they introduced Tails and Knuckles. That was one of the big well, I guess not big now because they put them all in the trailer. But Knuckles and Eggman are on the quest to find the Master Emerald. And one thing that I really liked about this, it kind of gave the history of Knuckles' tribe with the Echidnas and how Sonic with Longclaw, how that family and the Echidnas kind of was at war with each other. And it kind of gave an explanation for that and the origins of the Master Emerald and how if it got into the wrong hands, how it can cause massive damage and all this other stuff. So I thought the origin story they gave for that was pretty cool, and it kind of gave us a reason why Knuckles was after Sonic. Because one of the questions I had when looking at the trailers for this is, why exactly is Knuckles going after Sonic? What is the motivation behind them fighting, and why is he siding with Eggman? So here they kind of gave an explanation for it. And like again, this is not a spoiler cast, so I'm not going to spoil any plot twist or anything like that. Again, if you guys want to hear that, go over to the podcast. But yeah, that was one thing that I did like. I did like that they kind of gave a history of Knuckles' tribe with the Echidnas. It kind of gave more backstory into well, I guess not really the Longclaw clan. I guess we explore that in other medias, but they did give more explanation of why Knuckles and why he has the motivation that he does in this particular movie. The second thing that I really enjoyed about this movie was I liked the larger sense of scope. And usually with sequels with movies, they always try to expand the scope. So in the first Sonic movie, Sonic just kind of stayed in his little town, Green Hills, and just kind of did that. But in this movie, you know, the movie starts off with Sonic fighting crime in Seattle. And then, you know, Sonic has this ability, like he's Doctor Strange, where he could throw a ring and go all the way across the globe. Like I believe like, I guess his parents, quote unquote, they were going to like a wedding in Hawaii. And like, again, I don't want to spoil too much, but they were going to a wedding in Hawaii and Sonic was just able to throw a ring and they were able to just walk through and be right there without having to get on the plane or anything like that. So I do like that aspect. And I wish that is something they will put into the games in some way. Like I like the fact that Sonic has these rings and he can use it as kind of like a portal to go anywhere that he wants to go. I think that's really cool. And they actually like made a gag about that. When Sonic was in the house by himself with the dog, and he was able to like throw a ring and like grab a pack of Oreos off the counter and leave money there, which I did like, because it's like, okay, we don't want to promote stealing, whatever, but that was pretty cool. Yeah, so that was another thing that I like. I also like the subtle callbacks to the games, or it's like little Easter eggs here and there. Like again, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's one scene in particular where Sonic and Tails was, and I think this was in the trailer too, where they were in like this bar in Siberia, and they have this dance battle, and then Sonic strikes the pose that looked exactly like his pose from the Sonic Adventure cover. So I thought that was really cool. There's some other Easter eggs here and there. Again, I don't want to spoil too much here. It's really hard for me to talk about this without spoiling, because I got to be careful what I say. But there's a lot of, if you're a Sonic fan, a long-time Sonic fan, there are some things here that you will notice that probably the casual viewer or somebody who hasn't been following this series for a very long time would not notice. So just all I'm going to say is keep your eyes out for anything Easter eggy, you know what I mean? So, but I gave you one, the adventure pose in the Siberia scene. So if you go see this movie in theaters, be on the lookout for that. I love Tails' character. I love how they kind of gave him the origin story, how he pretty much admired Sonic from another planet. They didn't really get too much into his backstory and his origin, but essentially Tails in this movie is just like, hey, I've been watching you, Sonic, and I'm a big fan, I admire you, and it kind of look at him as like a mentor in some sense. And then Knuckles is a badass in this movie. I was a little iffy on Idris Elba voicing him. His voice at some points I was just like, but it worked out overall, and I do love the fight scenes and the choreography between Sonic and Knuckles during those fight scenes. That's definitely the highlight for me, was the Sonic and Knuckles fight scenes. And yes, there is more than one. So the one that you see in the trailer where he, you know, grabs him while he's in the spin dash and slams him down, there's another one when they're in front of the Master Emerald and they're fighting, and I thought that was pretty epic as well. And also, I really love the snowboarding scene too. That was really cool. That kind of reminded me of like Ice Cap Zone, or if you're thinking Sonic Adventure, I think that's also called Ice Cap as well when he's on the snowboard. So I thought that scene was really cool, especially when they went in slow motion, when the Badniks had like the lasers on them and all that. So I thought that was pretty cool too. What else? The acting was cool. You know, your boy Shamar Moore, all oiled up at the resort. I was like, yo, this is a kid's movie. Why is Shamar Moore here? But Shamar Moore did a great job. Tika Sumpters, I think I said her name right. The cast was pretty good, and I didn't see any bad acting chops. Of course, Jim Carrey did his thing crazy. I was like, yo, was this man on drugs? Like, what is going on with Jim Carrey in this movie? But it was great to see Jim Carrey in his element doing his thing. So the acting was on point. The movie was good, man. I really enjoyed it. Again, I can't say that I had as much fun with this movie as I did the first one. I do think the first one did things a little bit better in terms of the pacing and things like that. But the second movie was a really fun watch. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but let's just say near the end of the movie and at the end, there is a big, if you're gonna watch this release date, I'm pretty sure if you're in a theater full of Sonic fans, you're gonna hear a lot of yelling near the end of the movie because a certain character appears. And also in the post-credit scenes, there are post-credit scenes, there's another character that appears that I'm sure that longtime Sonic fans are going to go crazy when they see who they reveal to be, I guess, the villain of the third movie. But that's all I'm gonna say. I just want to give my rapid thoughts fresh out the theater. Again, if you guys want to hear spoiler talk, I'll be posting that conversation on my channel as soon as we have it. And if you want to stay posted on that, just go ahead and follow me on all the podcast networks. I do, like I said, I do a podcast once a week with my friends that we talk about topics outside of gaming. So if you're interested in that, link will be in the description. But with that being said, enjoy the rest of your night. If you go see Sonic this weekend, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think, or join my Discord community, whatever you decide to do. With that being said, guys, I'm out. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.